Hello dear student, myself Pawan Wankade going to deliver a lecture on topic antihypertensive drug. Before the start of antihypertensive drug, you must know the what do you mean by hypertension. Hypertension means abnormally raised arterial blood pressure. It is called as the hypertension. The normal blood pressure it is 120 by 80 mmHg. If the blood pressure it is increases, diastolic pressure 90 mmHg and systolic pressure 140 mmHg, then the patient is suffering from the hypertension. These are the stages of hypertension. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 are the hypertensive stages. Now we will see the regulation of blood pressure. The blood pressure it is regulated by this mechanism. If there is a increase in the blood volume, then there is an increase in the venous return. Venous return means the blood from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava are returned into the heart. It is called as the venous return. If there is an increase in the blood volume, there is an increase in the venous return, and due to that increase in the venous return, there is an increase in the stroke volume of the heart. And if the stroke volume it is increases, it increases the cardiac output, and cardiac output increases, it increases the blood pressure. So these are the pattern or regulation of the blood pressure. If one thing it is increases, it increases the blood pressure. Now this venous return is regulated under the influence of the venous tone, and stroke volume it is regulated or controlled by the contractility. If the contractility is increases, stroke volume also increases, and due to that blood pressure it is increases. Now the heart rate, if heart rate is increases, cardiac output is increases, and due to that blood pressure also increases. And now the total peripheral resistance, if total peripheral resistance is increases, blood pressure also increases. So what do you mean by first total peripheral resistance? It is the resistance which the wall of blood vessels or the arterioles exert on the flow of blood, called as the total peripheral resistance. Now this four factor, total peripheral resistance, heart rate, contractility and venous tone, it is regulated under the influence of the sympathetic nervous system. Now this sympathetic nervous system, it increases the heart rate, increases the contractility, and due to that of the sympathetic nervous system it causes vasoconstriction, it increases the total peripheral resistance. So hence you have to give the alpha adrenergic blocker drug and the beta adrenergic blocker drug in the treatment of the hypertension. Contractility it is increased by the calcium, hence you have to give the calcium channel blocker drug in the treatment of the hypertension. Now the pathophysiology, simple pathophysiology of blood pressure. Blood pressure means it is cardiac output into the total peripheral resistance, means any one of the thing, cardiac output increases or total peripheral resistance increases, blood pressure also increases. Cardiac output under the influence of heart rate and the contractility, and total peripheral resistance under the influence of neural factor. Constrictor are alpha adrenergic and dilator are the beta adrenergic drugs. Humoral factor are constrictor, angiotensin 2, which again causes the vasoconstriction, catecholamine, adrenaline, noradrenaline also causes vasoconstriction, thromboxane, leukotriene and the endothelin also causes the vasoconstriction. Now we will see the types of hypertension. The hypertension it is of two types. It is the primary or essential hypertension, and second one it is the secondary hypertension. In the primary hypertension, no specific cause is evident. 80 to 85% patients are suffering from the primary hypertension. The hereditary and the emotional factors are determine the major role in this primary hypertension. Now we will see the secondary hypertension. The secondary hypertension means it is due to that of the any disease or disorder present in that of the patient which causes the secondary hypertension. Example, it is the primary renal diseases. Second, it is the hyperthyroidism. In the hyperthyroidism, heart rate it is increases, and hence it increases the blood pressure. In next one is a hyperaldosteronism, means if there is a aldosterone level it is increases, it increases the sodium and water retention, which increases the blood pressure, and hence blood pressure it is increases. Next one is the pheochromocytoma. Pheochromocytoma means it is a tumor of adrenal gland. If the tumor of adrenal gland, there is a more amount of adrenaline it is releases, and hence it increases the blood pressure. Means secondary hypertension means if due to that of the other disorder it increases the blood pressure. Now you see the classification of antihypertensive drugs such as thiazide diuretic, hydrochlorothiazide, chlorthalidone, indapamide, high saline diuretic, furosemide, and potassium sparing diuretics, spironolactone and the amiloride. AC inhibitor, captopril, enalapril, lisinopril, perindopril, ramipril and fesonopril. Angiotensin receptor blocker, losartan, candesartan, irbesartan, valsartan and telmisartan. Direct renin inhibitor, aliskiren. Calcium channel blocker, verapamil, diltiazem, nifedipine, felodipine, amlodipine, nitrandipine, lacidipine. Beta adrenergic blocker, propranolol, metoprolol, atenolol. Alpha plus beta adrenergic blocker, labetalol, carvedilol. Alpha adrenergic blocker, prazosin, terazosin, doxycycline, pentolamine and phenoxybenzamine. Central sympathetic, clonidine and methyl dopa. Vasodilator, hydralazine, minoxidil, diazoxide. Arterial plus venous vasodilator, sodium nitrocrucide. Now we will see the first in this today's lecture we will teach regarding the drug acting on the renin-angiotensin system. So before you start the drug, you must know about the protein by renin-angiotensin system. This is a diagrammatic view of renin-angiotensin system. First, angiotensinogen, it is the plasma alpha 2 globulin, which is a precursor for angiotensin, which is converted into the angiotensin first. Angiotensin gen, it is called as the plasma alpha 2 globulin, which is converted into the angiotensin first, which is under in the presence of enzyme renin, which is present in the juxtaglomerular cells of the kidney. Now this angiotensin first is a decapeptide which contain the 1 to 10 amino acids, and now this angiotensin 1 is converted into the angiotensin 2 by the enzyme angiotensin converting enzyme. Again it converted into the octapeptide. Angiotensin 2 is converted into the angiotensin 3 by the enzyme aminopeptidase. Angiotensin 3 is converted into the angiotensin 4 by the it contains the hexapeptide. Now angiotensin 2 it act on the angiotensin 2 receptor, and which causes the which gives the three action: vasoconstriction, sodium and water retention, and aldosterone secretion. Aldosterone secretion from the adrenal cortex, it also causes the increase in the sodium and water retention, and due to that these three action there is a rise in the blood pressure, and due to the sodium and water retention there is a increase in the blood volume, and due to that of the this rise in the blood pressure, because of the negative feedback mechanism it inhibits the enzyme renin, and due to that it again decreases the blood pressure. This is the normal angiotensin converting enzyme or the renin angiotensin system. When this renin is activated, when there is a fall in blood pressure, renal ischemia or sodium chloride loss, then this renin it is activated. Now what happen in the hypertensive patient, this renin angiotensin system it is default, means it cannot be renin angiotensin system cannot be regulate the blood pressure, and hence you have to give the some drug which are used in treatment of the hypertension. The target are angiotensin converting enzyme, you have to inhibit it, you have to also inhibit the renin enzyme, you can also inhibit the angiotensin 2 receptor, means 81 or 82 receptor antagonist. Understand? So in the mechanism you must write or draw the diagram of this renin angiotensin system. Now inhibition of renin-angiotensin can be achieved by sympathetic blocker, beta blocker, adrenergic neuron blocker or central sympathetic blocker by decreasing the renin release. Means the renin release it is inhibited by the beta blocker. Now second, direct renin inhibitor interfere with the example are the alkeserine. Now angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor prevent the generation of active principle of angiotensin 2. Means angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2 by this enzyme. Example are captopril. Now angiotensin receptor blocker, angiotensin 2 act on the angiotensin receptor, and if you block the angiotensin receptor, these three action cannot be developed. Now aldosterone antagonist, this is the aldosterone antagonist spironolactone. You can block the mineralocorticoid receptor and you inhibit this aldosterone action. Now see the first topic on the renin-angiotensin system. The first drug, it is called as the captopril. Now if you ask the mechanism of the captopril, you have to simply draw this diagram, and you have to inhibit this captopril, inhibit the enzyme angiotensin converting enzyme, and due to that angiotensin converting enzyme is inhibited, angiotensin 1 cannot be converted into the angiotensin 2, and hence it cannot give this three action: vasoconstriction, sodium and water retention, and the aldosterone secretion, and hence there is a decrease in the blood pressure. So simply you have to draw this diagram, and you have just write this is captopril, and you have to inhibit this captopril drug by inhibiting the enzyme angiotensin converting enzyme. Now captopril it is a sulfatyl containing dipeptide surrogate of proline, which is amino acid, which abolishes the pressure action of angiotensin. Means angiotensin 1 cannot be converted into the angiotensin 2. It also angiotensin converting enzyme, it also causes the breakdown of bradykinin and substance P. Bradykinin, it is the vasodilator drug. So simply if ask the mechanism of action, you simply draw this diagram, and simply you have to write down angiotensin 1 cannot convert into the angiotensin 2 because of inhibition of angiotensin converting enzyme, and due to that vasoconstriction does not occur, sodium and water retention does not occur, and aldosterone does not occur, and hence there is a decrease in the blood pressure. Now see the adverse effect of captopril. It causes the hypotension. Next, it is cause the cough. It is due to that of the inhibition of the bradykinin and the substance P, and due to that of it increases the level of bradykinin or substance P, and hence it causes the cough. Then rashes and urticaria. Then angioedema means swelling of lips, mouth, nose and larynx develop in some patient. Then dysgeusia means reversible loss or alteration of taste sensation. It is occur in the captopril patient. Then fetopathic, it is if given to the pregnant woman, it causes the fetal growth retardation, and fetal death may be occur if this drug is given to the pregnant woman. Headache, dizziness, granulocytopenia and proteinuria. Next side effect, it is the acute renal failure. Other ACE inhibitor are the enalapril. Now this enalapril, it is a prodrug which is converted into the enalaprillate. It is not used orally and used by the injectable route. Advantages, it is enalapril, it is more potent than that of the captopril. Onset of action, it is slower and has the longer duration of action. Rashes and loss of taste are less frequent as compared to the captopril drug. So simply you have to simply understand it is a prodrug, means after the drug goes into the liver, it is converted into the enalaprillate. Now next drug is the lisinopril. It is the lysine derivative of the enalaprillate. it does not require hydrolysis to become the active drug. Next, it is the perindopril. It is another long-acting angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. Then next is the physanopril. It is a unique AC inhibitor phosphonate compound that is glucuronate conjugated and eliminated by both liver and the kidney. Then lamivudine, extensive feature of this lamivudine, it is the extensive tissue distribution. Then it is a quinapril, it is a prodrug carboxyl AC inhibitor, rapidly and completely converted to the liver to the active form quinalaprate. Then next it is the trinidolapril, it is a carboxyl prodrug bioavailable in the active form. Next one is the imidacloprid. It is the oral viability of it is a long active prodrug. Now next category is the angiotensin antagonist. Angiotensin, now see here in the diagram. This angiotensin 2, it is act on the angiotensin its receptor. Angiotensin 2 receptor has two types of receptor, AT1 receptor and the AT2 receptor. And after binding with the receptor, it causes these three action: vasoconstriction, sodium and water retention, and the aldosterone secretion. And hence, this drug it gives action. Now, this angiotensin antagonist means these are the drugs which block the action of the angiotensin 2. This is the angiotensin 2 receptor. These include example losartan, candesatran, valsartan, tamisartan, omisatran, and the irbesartan. There is a selective antagonist of AT2 receptor. What is the difference between the angiotensin captopril and this angiotensin antagonist? They do not interfere with degradation of bradykinin and other AC substrate. Means there is no rise in the bradykinin and substance P, and hence it does not causes the cough. So simply this is the basic difference between the this angiotensin receptor antagonist. They result in the more complete inhibition of AT1 receptor activation. They result in the indirect AT2 receptor and activation. Now the first drug, it is the losartan. Losartan, it causes the fall in blood pressure in the hypertensive patient, which lasts for 24 hours. Now pharmacokinetic, losartan, it is not affected by food viability is 33%. It is carboxylated in the liver to the active metabolite. Now adverse effect of losartan, it is well tolerated. The adverse effects are headache, dizziness, weakness. Upper GI side effect are mild and occasional. Then next it is the candesatran. It is the highest affinity for AT1 receptor and produces unsurmountable antagonism. Next one is the irbesartan. It is oral viability is high. Then next it is the olmesartan. Next one it is the telmisartan. The uses of this angiotensin antagonist drug, it is the first line antihypertensive drug alternative to the AC inhibitor. Now third category in this renin angiotensin system, it is the direct renin inhibitor. Means these are the drugs which directly inhibit the renin enzyme. So mechanism action, it is the alkeserine is a known peptide which binds selectively to the catalytic site of the renin and competitively block the accession of angiotensinogen to this site. Angiotensin 1 is not produced and the chain of renin angiotensin system it is interpreted. So simply by directly blocking the renin enzyme, it inhibits the conversion of angiotensinogen into the angiotensin first, and hence the renin angiotensin system it is interpreted. Pharmacokinetic, it is administered orally. Adverse effect, dyspepsia means loss of taste, abdominal pain, loose motion, headache and dizziness. Hyperkalemia, it is also occur. So this is the general target of drug action. Now we will see the target of drug action. In the blood pressure regulation, vasomotor center also it is very important. Vasomotor center, due to that of the this sympathetic nerve, it causes the vasoconstriction. It also this sympathetic nerve also increases the heart rate, and due to that it increases the cardiac output. Now this is the renin-angiotensin system. This is the renin enzyme which convert the angiotensinogen into the angiotensin first. Angiotensin first is converted into the angiotensin 2 by the enzyme angiotensin converting enzyme, and this angiotensin 2 it causes the vasoconstriction, and the aldosterone hormone it also causes sodium and water retention, and due to that it increases the blood volume, and due to that it increases the cardiac output and hence increases the blood pressure. So now these are the target of drug action. This is the AC inhibitor is act by inhibiting the angiotensin 1 to the angiotensin 2. This is the angiotensin 2 antagonist by blocking the angiotensin 2 receptor. This is the direct renin inhibitor, alkeserine or beta blocker is act by inhibiting the renin enzyme. Sympathetic nerve, and hence you have to give the alpha blocker or beta blocker drug in the treatment of the hypertension. And you can also use the vasodilator drug to inhibit this vasoconstriction. So this is the part 1 of the antihypertensive therapy. The student must understand first what do you mean by the hypertension, definition of hypertension types. This is the normal regulation of the blood pressure. Here we can clearly say that you have to block the alpha blocker, you have to use the alpha blocker and a beta blocker drug. You can use the calcium channel blocker drug. Total peripheral resistance, again it caused by the vasoconstriction, hence you have to use the vasodilator drugs. So simply in this part first of the antihypertensive drug, we have seen the three types of category of drug in hypertension: angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor, angiotensin receptor blocker, and the renin inhibitor. So simply student must understand this renin angiotensin system. In the hypertension, this renin angiotensin system it is faulty, and hence you have to drug which block this process. Hence you have to use the angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor, angiotensin 2 receptor antagonist, and direct renin inhibitor. These are the target of the drug action. I hope all the students understand this part 1 of the antihypertensive therapy. If any question you can ask in the comment box. Thank you.